The Mountain Dew Southern 500 on TNT. Brought to you by Mountain Dew. Take it up a notch. No, take that 2. By Pep Boys. Help for your car is just a Pep Boys away. Pep Boys, we're car people. By Discover Card. It pays to discover. And by Ford. No boundaries.
22 laps to go in the Mountain Dew Southern 500. Time to pick out our Autotrader.com move of the race. We put Wally in charge.
I'm picking the sun coming out, guys, for the first time all weekend.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
I'm in agreement.
Everybody here is happy to see that.
Yeah. Who'd have thought, the way the weather was yesterday or today, that we'd have gotten either race in. So the sunshine gets our Autotrader.com move of the race nod today. Something we actually all agreed on.
Good move there, Wally.
I'm telling you.
All right, Jeff Gordon, slowly, ever so slowly, pulling away from Ryan Newman. 2 1/4 seconds.
20 laps to go in the Southern 500. Car doesn't feel very good right now.
Now, this is about the same spot. Tony Stewart was leading the 400 here in March, and this is about the time that coming off turn 2, a car spun in front of him, caused a big wreck. 5 or 6 cars involved.
Nobody's car feels good right now. I mean, they're all sliding. It's just Jeff's car happens to be sliding a little bit less than everybody else's, so he's probably feeling pretty good. As long as I'm sure his team is telling him over the headset, you know, you're leaving the 12 car, you're the fastest car on the racetrack, and that's something that I want to hear. 20 laps to go.
BP, you talked about Tony Stewart back in the March race here.
About 20 laps to go. He's coming off turn 2, leading, driving away, and Buckshot Jones, the 44 car, lost control, spun in front of Tony, and he had nowhere to go, right in the side of him. And then Jimmy Spencer comes along, and Powell drives in front of the Home Depot car.
Tony spent the night in the hospital for that one and hurt his back pretty good.
Had to get out of the car at Bristol the next race.
Tony's still fastest. 32.1. The leader, Jeff Gordon, ran a 32.4 that last lap.
But 13 laps difference on the tires is not going to be enough to overcome the deficit.
Something's gone through the left front fender on Tony Stewart's car. Some piece of debris knocked a hole in it.
Maybe a bumper.
Could be. Last week, unbelievably, just the bumper somehow guard or whatever goes through the left front fender of Tony Stewart's car and cuts an oil line.
I think that's been there for a pretty good while. Tony running in 7th spot, 9 seconds behind the leader. We caught a glimpse of Sterling Marlin and Dale Jarrett racing for 4th and 5th. Headlight cover punched out. There are Marlin and Jarrett. Dale's been the fast mover here in the late going in terms of picking up spots. And the other side of the coin, Bobby Labonte continues to slide back. After Dale Jarrett got around him and Sterling got around him, Bobby's fallen all the way back to 12th.
Dale was putting a lot of pressure on Sterling about 5 or 6 laps ago.
And then something happened because, did he get the wall that time?
He keeps scrubbing off speed off a 2 there.
If DJ didn't get in the wall, he did a very good job of scaring the wall to death.
Check our speeds at the line here to see who's fastest.
Bill Elliott, DJ, Ward Burton, Tony Stewart. Wow, we got to go all the way back to 6th, 7th, and 8th.
I told you Tony was quicker, but y'all didn't want to believe me.
Experience, you know. How about Sterling's car? He was so strong in the early part of the race. Now he's just kind of locked in there. 5th, 6th, 4th.
My guess is it warmed up. When the sun came out, it warmed up just a little bit and hurt his setup. Be just a guess. I'm telling you, I had a car in Atlanta one day that was perfect as long as the sun was up. But when the sun went behind a cloud for 15 minutes, my car was too tight. I became uncompetitive. If the sun come back out, I would be again the fastest car on the racetrack.
How did the day end up? Sunny
the sun
or
was
cloudy?
out, and I won the race.
There you go.
If the clouds had been out, I wouldn't have won.
86?
84.
84, okay. You won here before, BP, 1978.
I don't remember what kind of day it was, though.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
It was a good day, yeah.
Any day you take the trophy home is a good day. 1978 Rebel 500. These two guys are kind of fighting a draw right now. If he can hold it together for the final 12 laps, going to be a good point day for Sterling Marlin. Another race down toward that championship without losing any significant ground to his rivals.
Tony Stewart is a guy right now who would just love to see a caution flag.
Yeah, you got that right.
Just love to see a caution
Would
flag.
that make it interesting?
Oh,
Who
man.
hits, who doesn't? They're still wrinkling up some fenders here at Darlington. This was just a couple of moments ago.
Tony Raines and Todd Bodine. Wow.
Clear.
Clear, yeah.
Because he flew over your roof.
They knocked it out of the way.
Todd had that early flat tire and then the spin. He's 7 laps down in 33rd place. Hey, look at this. Might set a record.
That is pretty strong. 23 cars around this tough old racetrack, still on the lead lap.
Well, there's time for Jeff Gordon to catch a few of them and put them a lap down.
Who's next? Bobby Hamilton?
Yeah, he's a pretty good ways in front of Gordon. He's about half a straightaway. Yeah, we might be okay there. It's been a very competitive race. Through all the delays and all the waiting and all the uncertainty of the weekend, the cautions kind of have been evenly spaced out. And it's kept people in contention. We've only had a couple of really long green flag runs here.
And Martin just lost 2 more spots as Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Burton go by. Man, that's
All
tough.
important points
Yeah,
right now.
Starting to say it's just tough to see 6 or 8 points go by the wayside with just 10 laps to go.
Martin back to 11th and 9th. Marlin runs 4th. Gordon leads. Johnson is 9th. Who else? Tony Stewart is 7th. Everybody in the championship fight having a pretty good day. Only one that's really been struggling is Ricky Rudd, who came in 7th in points, and he's running back in 30th place now, a couple of laps down. Tony Raines giving way to the leader.
I think the lap cars that come up now will just get out of the way. I don't think they'll, with less than 10 laps to go, there's no reason to not get out of the way.
But a caution would be really
Steve Park just turned right down out of the way, let Newman go.
Even finishing second, what a great day for Ryan Newman. Obviously, he really has a knack for this racetrack.
He really does. I mean, this kid is a real deal. There's no doubt about it. Jimmy Johnson, his challenger for the Rookie of the Year, also the real deal.
That'll be Ryan Newman's 3rd runner-up finish of the season, if he's able to hang on in that spot. He was the runner-up at Richmond in May, Watkins Glen on the road course. That was a real surprise. And there'll be 5 to go next time for Jeff Gordon. Talk about a team that's made a turnaround. Here's a team who was struggling at the beginning of the season, not only not getting the on-track performance that they wanted, but having to deal with all the questions of what's wrong, what's going on. Brought a new teammate into the circuit this year, and it had to contribute to some of their struggles. Getting the 48 car up and running, sharing space, sharing cars with them at the start of the season.
Never count them out, though. Not this team.
And, of course, the publicized things going on, and Jeff's away from the racetrack life.
He's about to break that streak we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, he's really on a streak now. This might be 2 in a row. Did I hear somebody say that he's done that 15 times in his
15
career?
times he's won back-to-back.
He's led all but one Darlington race since the beginning of the 1995 season. He took the lead today for the first time at lap 240 after falling way back in the opening laps, struggling with his car's handling. He gathered it up, tuned it up, came back through the traffic, got some great pit stops from his team.
And obviously some great decisions by Robbie Loomis on what to do to the car to make those adjustments. And Brian Weitzel.
The driver's probably done a pretty good job too.
Yeah, tell them what to do, what the car was doing.
4 laps to go. Make it 3.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That's the trophy.
Does yours look like that?
No.
No, sure does.
Jeff Gordon looking to collect the 5th one of those.
Let's see if he can trade it in. Get an updated one.
Well, I won the spring race. See?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a problem.
People have been saying a lot that if Jeff Gordon could break through and get that first win this season, he might rip off a whole bunch of them.
He's well on his way. What, 2 more laps? Lap and a half?
A little bit of lap traffic ahead. The next one he'll catch is his teammate, Terry Labonte. So there won't be any problem there. And he's up by 2 seconds on Ryan Newman. 60,000 here in Darlington. All rise almost as one as the starter, Jimmy Howell, gets out the white flag. Final lap of the Mountain Dew Southern 500 for Jeff Gordon. Going to be a good day in his attempt to win yet another NASCAR Winston Cup championship. He will have led the most laps today and collect those extra bonus points in his attempt to overtake Sterling Marlin for the title. They got the breakthrough win with the bump and run at Bristol last Saturday night. There'll be no bump and run, but he'll have tamed Darlington Raceway for another time today. Jeff Gordon wins the Southern 500.
Back-to-back races.